everyone. It's the DreamHack mobile series here in Jönköping, Sweden. Oh my goodness, it is Grand Championship Monday. Say that 5 times. Oh yeah. You guys, welcome. I'm Lisa Malambry, aka Lucy May, and with me is the oh yeah, Coach Corey and Woody. What's going on, guys? We've got some great matchups today. How did you think about the first semifinals match?
It was amazing.
It sure was, man. I was glued to my seat backstage. That was one of the closest Brawl Ball games I've seen in the history of Brawl Stars. I can't wait to see what happens in this next semifinal.
It's going to be really interesting. You know, we talked about that storyline earlier, how No Name was, one of the players unfortunately wasn't able to come, and yesterday they played with a bot teammate, but they picked someone up.
Okay.
They got a new teammate.
Someone. Yay, that's the great thing about DreamHack. We keep saying that. DreamHack, everyone's here to play games, everyone's here to compete. Well, I'm not everyone, but it's all about just this communal fun, competitive fun. You can have it together. And they happen to find somebody to compete today. So we're a little spicy action gonna be happening in the second semifinals matchup.
That's right, Dr. Duck.
Oh.
This is his name.
Dr. Duck, okay.
Might be a real doctor, I don't know, it'd be interesting.
You think he's gonna have that summer Jesse skin with that little quack quack duck turret?
I'd love to see it. Maybe if we get some Brawl Ball, you never know.
Ah, all right.
Yeah. Well, as I said, one more semifinals match. Let's take a look at the bracket, see where the teams have laid out thus far. And who? Oh, we got the championship coming up here after this matchup. Team 1 already advancing. 3D Max and No Name. Who's gonna make it on? What do you think, Woody?
3D Max went on an absolute tear yesterday. They were matched up against the Spicy Boys, and as you can see on screen here, they swept it with a 2-0 win. In fact, all of our matches so far this tournament have been 2-0 wins, but I particularly remember the 3D Max matchup as being really one-sided in their favor. Now, No Name and the Brawlers also had a great match. I wasn't casting that one, so maybe, Corey, you'd like to give us a little bit more insight.
Well, definitely No Name, even though they did have a bot teammate in that match, they looked really dominant. So I think they're prepared today. And the player they picked up, he isn't a new player. His trophy has somewhere around 13,000, somewhere above that.
Wow.
That's respectable.
Oh, definitely. So he's going to show up. And obviously, they just started playing together. They don't exactly have a lot of experience together. But how exciting would it be if they can get a win here? I'm really excited to see how they do.
Yeah, they've had a full night to work on that synergy, and of course, a lot of the skills that you learn with other teams is going to be applicable here as well at DreamHack.
Definitely.
Joining on a new team, and hey, a chance to take a shot at that $5,000 possible prize for the top team, right? And then it's $15,000 total for all teams.
Yep, that's right. And that's, what was I gonna say, the nerd name? Because you mentioned the trophies for the new player, the third player. About how many trophies is it to where you can really feel confident to advance into a little more competitive play in Brawl Stars?
That's a great question. I definitely think it depends on what you're looking for. I think try and get all your brawlers to around 500 trophies first, and then try and maybe look for some teams to join, try and scrimmage some other players. I think that's about the path you could take.
Okay, 500 trophies, that's no easy task. I know I've probably gotten about 300-400 just grinding up in Showdown, but to get past that, you really do have to have a team that works well together, has that cohesion of practicing for weeks on end. So that's what it takes to get to the main stage on DreamHack, and I guess if you want to be a pro, that's the level you got to be at.
Yeah, it's just really it's a great insight to provide everyone at home if you're thinking about it. I mean, these are some goals to set for yourselves to get into the Brawl Stars scene now. Do it. These are the goals you have to set. Coach Corey helping you along. Also, he's got some great stuffs on the internet you can go check out.
Oh, thanks.
Over on YouTube, right? I believe he's got a YouTube channel.
Yes.
A couple.
So, with the last semifinals, the format, how's it going down? What do they have to play here, Coach Corey?
That's right. So it is same format as the last semifinal. We got a best of 3 game mode wise. Play 3 game modes potentially, and a best of 5 in each game mode.
Okay, so we could have as few as maybe 6 games or as many as, what would that be?
15.
15.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right.
Quick
So with a lot of games potentially.
Hopefully
we get go to a decider.
Yeah.
We haven't had that yet. We didn't have it in Dallas either.
Well, we had our first Siege match
That's true.
previously.
We had some firsts today.
Let's go ahead and see what modes we've got here. Heist and Siege have been banned this time. Brawl Ball was picked by 3D Max, and Gem Grab picked by No Name. What does that leave us to the decider? Bounty.
That's right. So should be good.
Ooh.
I'm excited to see. We got Brawl Ball again. I mean, we saw some amazing Brawl Ball matches. I feel like every time Brawl Ball comes up, it's so exciting to watch and cast.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Like,
I was just going to say, I called it
Everyone's
yesterday. That was as my favorite game mode. It requires the most team synergy, fighting and control for the middle of the map, but you got to really be able to play the whole field. I think it really allows players to showcase their individual strengths and allows teams to show off how well they can coordinate their attacks.
Yeah, that last match up between Team 1 and Cream, man, I was just at the edge of my seat. I was actually yelling out loud as well, so that we have a little monitor in the back watching the action go down and then just watching those plays and the strategies. You know, for me, and seeing how you advance and move forward for your team, getting the kills seems advantageous. However, in Brawl Ball, there's also the idea of, and the strategy to chase them to the goal and actually go for that steal. We saw some of that happening, and you want to be able to block that instead, because if you stay back and you fire away, you're gonna get some distance between you guys. You might not get the kill, and they might end up with the goal. So I mean, in what instances, Coach Corey, do you see where chasing the ball is more advantageous versus going for the kill?
Yeah, definitely, because you do, like, even if you get the kills, if you don't have the ball, you can't take advantage of that. So you got to try and definitely mix and match that, as far as, maybe get a kill, push the ball up past halfway, and then hopefully whoever your trailing teammate is can get that ball and get it closer to the goal for you.
Right, so the enemy player is getting closer to the goal. Do you take him down, or do you beat him to the goal?
I think you try and take him down. I mean, maybe at the least you get in the way so they don't get a shot at the goal. You got to block their path, but you got to take them down no matter what.
Dead men tell no lies. Finish off that brawler first and grab the ball afterwards. But, it really does depend upon the positioning. Sometimes it is better to go for the ball. Sometimes it is better to try to take out the enemy brawlers. And it also depends upon whether or not you're ahead. If you've already got a goal and your opponents haven't scored one yet, go ahead and just wipe them out. If you just kill each other in the center of the map the whole rest of the game, you'll get the win.
That's right.
Yeah, well, Brawl Ball, our first game coming up here now. Guys, Woody, Coach Corey, tell us all about it.
All right, let's do it. So just so you know, by the way, we did have the ban Brawl. Both of these teams decided to ban BB. So neither team can play BB. We actually saw this last time as well in Team 1 versus Cream Esports. They both banned BB. This time, no exception.
Yeah, it seems she was working pretty well as a buster kind of character, having both tanky and high damage output capabilities. Being able to toss that bubblegum ball across the entire arena is super helpful when you're trying to get a last bit of damage against an opponent who might have had a breakaway opportunity to score. We are talking, of course, first off about Brawl Ball. So since we've been discussing it for the past few minutes, let's just clarify that the team that scores 2 goals first will win the game. And if there isn't a team that scores twice, the team that's ahead at the end of the regular time will win. If there's no team ahead, if they're both tied, we'll have a 1-minute overtime.
That's right. If you're confused about the bans, each team gets to ban 1 brawler per game mode that just applies to the other team. So that's why both teams decided to ban BB.
All right, we see a little bit of poking and prodding here at the center of the map, but neither team really gaining much of an advantage, just trying to take out one of those brawlers so that they can feel confident to grab that ball in the center.
That's right. Now both teams have the same brawlers, although their skins are a little bit different. We got some skin to win here on No Name. Let's see if that gives them any sort of, advantage here.
Yeah, getting a little bit of Christmas flair from our Penny up top, and some Road Rage Carl in there too. Oh, gonna send the ball up top to the red side.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be an advantage for No Name starting off here. Having ball control will give them a little bit more flexibility in deciding when to attack here.
Yeah, they are getting a little bit trapped in their spawn. We'll have to see if they can get out of that. But they do have that Penny turret, which with super long range is pretty good at that.
Yeah, Carl's starting to kind of get pinned over here on the right side. I guess the blue Carl's pinning the red Carl. And with that, red Carl's going to win the exchange. As those supers kind of spin off of each other. Red team will still hold on to the ball. No Name up at top, just trying to break out of their spawn.
Yeah, they're really getting trapped here. Honestly, both of these pennies are just going. I had to look at the cannon going. Oh, such a strong star power now.
Getting a lot of damage off on these attackers, but it's something I'm noticing, all 6 brawlers don't have the capacity to break any of these boxes. So
that's right.
I think we're going to very likely see a very defensive game here, maybe even just a 0-1 for whichever team is able to pick up the goal.
Yeah, really good point. If you can break those boxes, you can definitely get a higher scoring game. They got a lot further to go around to get that goal without the ability to break boxes.
So I think the key interactions here that we're looking for is who's going to be able to build up their supers fastest. We got a supercharging over on the right side. Rosa's taking a few shots off of Carl. Takes down the enemy Rosa.
Maybe.
Passes in. Can Carl grab it? Goes for the shot. A kill. Scores. A 1-0 lead for 3D Max.
Well played there. Saw their opportunity. Carl super, Rosa super. Just too much. Too much to deal with.
So many hit points in the front from Rosa blocking and Carl just swinging away and dealing all the damage necessary to take out those two brawlers defensive on the right. Looks like it might happen again.
Get another.
Rosa supered up.
Oh, the goal. 2-0 for 3D Max.
A victory in a shutout game to start off with. 3D Max looking dominant in that performance. We actually saw just about even exchanging in the first couple, minute and a half of that match.
Yeah.
But then toward the end, I think that they really got their pacing with those supers, felt confident enough to charge in, and got two back-to-back. Even with the red team, No Name, holding on to the ball the entire game, they couldn't push forward at all.
Yeah, I mean, here we go. It is the first match for everyone today, so maybe they got a little bit of nerves. Lights are on, a lot of money on the line. And for a lot of these players, it's their first time being on a stage, competitive experience. So it can definitely be pretty nerve-wracking. We saw in the interviews yesterday how they were talking about how nervous they were for these matches. But 3D Max got that first win. They got to be feeling a little confident.
Now, of course, this is a best-of-5 set, so No Name still has plenty of time to get things turned around. Maybe a little bit of change in their brawler setup. What do you think? Are we going to see the exact same 3 back-to-back, or are they going to move it around a bit?
I think we'll probably see some differences. I expect to probably still see Rose. I feel like she's been such a strong brawler. We'll have to see. It will probably depend on the map. It'll be interesting if we see Penny. Penny not often played on that map, but she did just get a huge buff, so it is pretty different. So we'll have to see what other brawlers we can see.
I want to see at least one brawler that can bust up some of those boxes. I think that the impasse there between those two teams was really because no one was able to bust any boxes. Even someone like Gene, who can't really bust boxes, but when he gets his pull off to take out 1 or 2 would be helpful. We're going to go to Barley this time, though. Barley's on both teams.
Yeah, interesting. Definitely, I mean, all these walls can give Barley great zoning ability. Same with Bo Mines, which is sort of probably why you see him here. Oh, look at him being really aggressive. Caused the kill, but did go down.
Bow Mines blasting off can destroy those boxes, so keep an eye out to see if they get deployed near that top side. Blue applying a lot of pressure once again. 3D Max trying to hold on to this lead.
Yeah, and you got to give Dr. Duck some credit here. He's going up against some pros here, especially Tom. Definitely a tough matchup. He's definitely doing his best.
Tom charges in!
That's
goal! Lazo!
Great play. I mean, Rose is super by the goal. GG, good night.
And receiving that pass, what a great heads-up play from Alcarix, sending it right
look at this.
in.
Can they get another goal right here? No.
Oh, I think a little bit too little too late. Needed that super again.
Yeah, had the chance, but great awareness by Dr. Duck to come over and help defend.
Missed a few of those boxes on the explosion there. Bo's mines are going off all over the place, but it looks like he only gotten a little bit of a hole carved in it over on the right side.
Yeah, that's right. Those mines deploy a little bit randomly, so you don't know exactly where they're going to end up, but you got to hope.
Ooh, another attempt here. Rosa charging in with a super, but deflected on the backside.
Yeah,
Rosa, Carl was able to get the ball out of there in time.
Yeah, Rosa got great positioning there, but her teammates were kind of too low health to take advantage of it.
Rosa offsides now, kind of behind enemy lines, trying to find a way to grab this ball and send it in, but denied by Carl. Still a 1-0 advantage for 3D Max. Means that time is not on No Name's side. They've got to push this ball in the next minute.
Yeah, that's right. They're doing fairly well staying in this game, but down 1, you got to make it happen somehow. Got to get some kills, get some momentum.
All right, Titanium's going to grab the ball. He's sending it back, though, a little bit afraid of this supered up Rosa, buying himself some time here, but once again, it's just going to be a corner kick for the blue team. Can they send it in? This could be an opportunity to pass. Akil goes for the ball, grabs it, but...
Oh, yeah, this is going to be pretty good defense, I think.
Yeah.
All right, here they go. 30 seconds left. Everyone's alive for No Name. Got some kills. This is their time. They got a little momentum. Maybe a Rosa super push this in. Here he goes. Dr. Duck, can he get the goal for his new team? Oh, he got defended.
Oh. I thought he had it there.
Here's still an opportunity. Oh,
Hang
no,
on.
defended again. Oh. Wow.
Rosa charged in there, souped up, bounced the ball off of the wall, and made it so close. But I think that maybe he psyched himself out. It looked like he was drilling straight in and then kind of juked around to the left a little bit.
Maybe he tried to pass through the enemy brawlers a little bit too soon. Didn't quite get far enough. And then we even saw a super shot from the Barley on No Name got blocked. So they had a couple chances, but couldn't pull through there.
Well, another victory on the board for 3D Max, although I got to say it wasn't quite as decisive as the first game. No Name starting to pick up a little bit of momentum here, but only one more win on 3D Max's side, and they'll take the first set, Corey.
Yeah, that's right. They're getting closer to the finals, but still plenty of games left to play here. It is a best of 5. They got to win one more. And of course, next we'll have Gem Grab. We do have a decider, and we'll see if we get there. Yeah.
Back to the drawing board again. Expect to see some more Brawler mix-ups here. We saw double Barley this past time, and Barley is another one of those really great defensive brawlers. He can provide a lot of area of effect denial by just dropping bottles left and right, especially when you throw that super out. It oftentimes feels like there's nowhere to go. You're just closed in by poison everywhere.
Such zoning control. It can be so much. How did you feel about that bow pick there for 3D Max?
You know, I was happy that we saw something that enabled them to try to bust up those boxes. It gave them a couple of opportunities to stab in, but ultimately Rosa's super is just so strong. Every single goal we've seen so far this set has been a supered up Rosa charging straight in, just ignoring the damage and getting the goal.
Yeah, and we could see that again here. Oh, this is a great push so far from 3D Max. Can they turn into a goal, though?
They got far, but Titanium's defense is rock solid, or I don't know.
I'm not sure about that pull there from the Gene. He really didn't have a chance of winning that matchup, decided to go for the pull anyways. That kind of helped out. No name there. All right, now they have a little bit of control. Let's see if they can get a goal.
Interesting choice. This Loves Me goes for the Poco pick this time. That should provide a little bit of healing for his team. Maybe give him the extra little inch there to get in. Hold on, a pull by Alcarix. Busts a few boxes in the center there and takes down Poco. Titanium is now in a 3-on-1. Not a good spot to be in.
Yeah, he played pretty well there, but 3-on-1, not much you can do.
A full health Rosa, getting close. No super this time, though. Looks like she'll be pushed back.
Yeah, they do have a Gene pull as well, so maybe they can break down some more boxes. We've seen a couple Gene pulls for some kills against the Poco. Pretty well played.
Good aggressive plays by Titanium here. He doesn't have any ammo, so he's just consistently throwing that pickaxe as often as he can. Rosa supers in, tries to get a few enemies
you pulled
down.
the Rosa with super. That's a no-no.
Lots of damage onto the no-name side of the field. Akil just punching straight through that lineup.
Yeah, this is, I mean, good damage for no name, but they got to get a little more than that. Again,
another Rosa pull.
I don't know about that. And it did break down some of his own walls, too.
But we're tied up. No Name is really starting to pick up strength here. They're at least able to play on their opponent's side of the map this game as opposed to the first couple of matches.
That's right. This is definitely the closest game we've had. Maybe 3D Max had one chance for a goal, but honestly, they've been playing really well. No Name has.
Oh, Akil tosses the ball away. No shot for this attempt.
Yeah, so again, getting pushed back here. Another Gene pull, I'm not so sure about. It did cause Poco to die eventually, but sort of
Alcarix has been super aggressive with these Gene pulls, just trying to get the enemies out of position here, just disrupt their flow, even if it might seem to come at a cost to their own attacking.
That's very true. He's at least making it difficult, very difficult for No Name to get any sort of momentum.
Poco is able to outrange the Rosa, and so it's just trying to apply a little bit of pressure here. We're in overtime now. All the boxes are busted. These players have one more minute to try to get a goal and close this game out.
A super shot. Oh, for the goal for 3D Max.
Right in the corner. 3D Max closes out this set with a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, very well played from them, and they're looking strong right now. We're seeing No Name looking down. They got to replan a little bit.
Supers, they're not just for killing your enemies.
Oh, yeah.
A super shot can go so fast, so far, and really surprise you, especially in overtime when all the boxes are busted.
It's so difficult.
Get one little shot from like just barely past the midway point, you can get it in.
Exactly, yeah, the super shots. Honestly, that's why I love overtime and Brawl Ball. It can be so exciting to watch and cast because there's so much possibility of what you can do with the ball, where you can pass it, because all the walls are down. You got a pretty wide goal in Brawl Ball with all the balls down. Especially with a super shot, you can almost shoot from almost anywhere past midway. It's kind of crazy. It is, so we'll have to see. We're gonna go to Gem Grab now. 3D Max did just win 3-0, the Brawl Ball set, and now we're gonna have Gem Grab. You wanna remind people how Gem Grab is played, Woody?
Of course. So Gem Grab is going to have a spawn point right in the middle of the map where gems pop out. The first team to get and hold 10 gems during the countdown will win the game. If they do tie up and both get more than 10 gems, the team that holds more gems at the end of the countdown will win.
That's right. And do you have any sort of brawlers that you think you were really going to see in Gem Grab here that maybe we didn't see in Brawl Ball?
I like to see a bit more slow control brawlers. I like Pam a lot. The fact that she can just heal up in a given area is super helpful. I also like to see those long-range brawlers like Penny. We actually saw her a couple of times in that Brawl Ball match, so she also works particularly well. Who are you looking for?
I'd love to see a little bit of Rico. Rico got a buff recently, and he can be such a strong long-range brawler, especially in Gem Grab, where you do need to control the center of the map. And as a brawler who has that long range and can bounce off walls, if you have control with Rico, it can be so hard to get past that.
Yeah, I gotta say this Gem Grab setup offers a lot of different options, kind of depending upon the map. If we do have a map where you have lots of long-range opportunities, Rico is great. Brock is also a really great selection here because he offers both that long-range capability and that area of effect denial with his super.
That's right. All right, here we go. And by the way, 3D Max is not allowed to play Penny. That was banned for them. And No Name is not allowed to play BB.
Barley serving up some fresh, hot dishes here. Trying to get a hit on this BB attacking, but Akil looks to have held that center area. 3 gems so far for 3D Max, now 4.
That's right, and we got a bit of a kind of a cheese comp here from 3D Max going Rosa, Poco, BB, very high health, kind of hard to stop.
Hard to stop, yeah, and lots of healing too. Poco able to keep his friends up, and Tom up there on the top using that super to hold on to this center stage. Taking out the enemy Rosa, but didn't manage to get that turret up there. Right, could cause a little bit of trouble if you can't finish that off.
Yeah, and the Poco healing can be so clutch here. Even just using that Poco star power you're seeing right there, Poco didn't get any damage, but has that star power healing, can heal up his teammates with that.
That's right. Just for anyone who's not aware, the star power is what you gain when you reach level 9 and then upgrade
10.
one more time.
Yeah, right. Sorry, interrupted.
No worries. Yeah, we were both on the same page there. But that star power is just a little bit of a bonus that gives you just one additional little characteristic for your brawler. And for Poco, it allows his attacks to also heal his allies.
That's right. So it can be very clutch, especially with a team comp like this, where 3D Max has all the high health players that are really close range. They're often in front of Poco. Poco can oftentimes hit the enemy and heal his allies.
Poco with 9 gems out back is hiding in the bushes. Full health, feeling great. And Akil holding on to that 10th gem will give 3D Max their first win.
Yeah, look at that 3D Max looking really strong. Honestly, I feel like their team comp was a huge difference. I don't really feel like Penny, who is such a low damage brawler, was able to do much versus the super high health guys plus the Poco heal. How do you get a kill when it takes you 10 hits to get that kill?
I think Penny's benefit in this game is just the suppressing fire from that mortar, just being able to keep your opponents on their toes at all times. But when you're up against a pro team that's able to keep an eye on the mortar as it's firing and track all the other brawlers as well, I think you're right. I didn't see Penny's mortar getting very many hits in that game, even though it was kind of annoying and distracting, forced Rosa to make an attack once or twice to try to take it out. It just wasn't getting the value that No Name needed from it.
Yeah, and especially when you consider that 3D Max has those 2 melee brawlers that have faster move speed, so it's even easier to dodge all those Penny cannons with that tank ability. All right, well, remember, it is a best of 5. 3D Max is to win 2 more, but if they do, they advance to the finals to face Team 1.
Now, you mentioned the bans once before. We didn't get to see any long-range brawlers like Rico or Brock in that last game. Maybe we'll see them next time, but can you just remind us of the bans one more?
That's right. So 3D Max not allowed to play Penny and No Name not allowed to play BB. And we're seeing both teams, whatever brawler they banned for the enemy team, they've been playing, or at least they did last game.
Right. So there's a bit of,
again this time,
gamesmanship, and I think this brawler is really strong. We want a player,
right,
and we don't want you to have access to her.
Exactly. So the 3D Max has BB and No Name has Penny, just like that.
I feel like every time Alcrix gets his super, he's just instantly dropping it on whoever is nearest.
His goal is as many supers as possible. I'm going to grab everyone this game.
It's really disrupting No Name a lot, both in Brawl Ball and now in Gem Grab, holding on to 4 gems out back. We have noticed that typically the strategy in this game mode is to have one super defensive backline character to hold most of the gems, and it seems that that's been an effective strategy so far for 3D Max.
For sure. That definitely is what you want to do, have one character with your gems. Although, I mean, you got that Gene, so if that Gene can pull the gem carrier.
Another pull!
Yeah, really well played there. A little surprised to not see that Nita Bear out of Dr. Duck, but probably would have gone down either way.
This is just absolute domination. A team kill from 3D Max while they hold on to 9 gems. They just need to keep the center for a little bit longer. They'll be able to pull back and get the win. There goes the gem. Alcarix is not going to go for it this time.
Ooh. Yeah, and you saw the patience from Alcarix, the Gene, just hiding in the grass with that Gene super.
Where did Akil go?
I think he went down.
I think he went down up there off of the map. All right, well, we have 10 gems, nonetheless, 5 each between Tom and Gene. Far away from the enemy opposition, not enough long range to take them out. 4 seconds left. Looks like it's gonna be a 3D Max win yet again.
There we go, they're looking really strong here. Only 1 win away. They gotta feel good.
You know, we talked before the matches began, we could have as few as 6 games or as many as 15. We've now had a 5-0 streak from 3D Max.
Yeah.
I thought they were looking strong yesterday, and they are proven that that performance was no fluke. The consistency so strong for them. Are you going to give them the sweep here, Corey, or you think that No Name's going to be able to turn it around?
Yeah, I was just thinking, what does No Name have to do to turn this around? I mean, they still have a chance here. But I think you got to give it to 3D Max. They're looking, not only are they winning all these games, but they're making it look kind of easy. They're looking really strong here. I mean, some of those Brawl games were a little close. Right now, Gem Grab, it's really going their way. Yeah, I think you got to give it to them. What would you do if you were No Name to try and get back in this?
You got to go for the Hail Mary here. You got to bring one of those, like you said, cheese comps, something that 3D Max has had very little experience with maybe and isn't expecting. I think that certainly a lot of that long-range damage would come in super handy here, especially when you see so often they have really high hit point brawlers that just want to dominate that middle section and not even give an inch. If you can just sit back, maybe let them get 3 or 4 gems, but deal a ton of damage to them early on and then grab center, maybe that could give No Name the edge that they need in this next game.
I agree. I think that might be what you have to do. Let's see what they decided. All right, so we got BB, Rosa, Bo out of 3D Max.
Carl, Gene, and Rosa out of No Name up top. A little bit of long-range action with that Carl and Gene. Rosa trying to help give some tanking coverage here. We do see 2 gems going up to Sis Loves Me on top. No Name will start off with a little bit of an advantage.
Ooh, nice kill from Alcarix there. Yeah, we see No Name switch to the Gene play after getting pulled too much last game. Maybe they decided to try and get revenge.
Get a little tug here, get a little tug there, and eventually you start figuring out that that's the way to get the wins. Alcarix now gonna be holding on to 4 at the bottom, pulling ahead for 3D Max as the center control strategy is starting to shape up. Sis Loves Me looking for an opportunity to get that pull, but just Alcarix is not letting it happen, just dives out of range anytime that Gene gets close to the center.
Yeah, we're probably gonna see Sis Loves Me just trying to hide in the grass and surprise the enemy, but he also has to go for those gems when he can, so it's hard to balance.
All right, well, we're gonna see No Name picking up the lead again, 5 gems to 4, and another advantageous gem drop there for No Name right up on top.
Yeah, and honestly, there was a great kill from Dr. Duck there on Tom, Rosa on Rosa. You gotta give him some props.
That Rosa on Rosa grassy action on the left side of the field has just seen bushes shaking left and right. Tom is gonna get the win this time though, pushing the No Name Rosa out there. With 8 gems though, I think Sis Loves Me has got to be happy about their performance so far. No Name just needs a couple more to take this win.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen any Gene pulls so far actually either, but here's gonna be the 10th gem.
Oh, grabs a kill, and that could be it. It's a 3-on-1 now in No Name's favor. They've got their 10 gems and just need to hold on for 13 seconds.
Here comes Tom with the Rosa super, potential to push them away. But 8 seconds left, time is running out. This is not gonna be easy. They're gonna catch the Gene though. Can they do what they do? Can they escape?
Akil with 7 gems, starting to run away, that's enough. Alcarix stacked up with 5 as well. That is an absolute turnaround. 3D Max has done it. Down and almost out for the count. They make it all the way to their opponent's spawn and steal the gems for the win.
Wow, what a comeback for 3D Max. Honestly, they were kind of getting outplayed that match, but they were able to clutch it up at the end. That's what you got to do to make it to the finals. You got to clutch it up. And there they go, they did it.
It's not over till it's over, Corey. 3D Max showing that persistence pays off, makes it all the way to the enemy spawn, grabbing those gems in a 6-0 sweep. The most dominant performance that I've ever seen in a Brawl Stars matchup between 2 really top pro, well-prepared teams. I'm really excited to see what they do next in the finals.
Yeah, I think this finals matchup, 3D Max versus Team 1, is gonna be a really good one. I mean, Team 1 looked really strong, but 3D Max, how do you say anything negative about them right now? You can't. What do you think? They've swept both of their matches completely dominant.
Yep. I guess it'll just come down to the picks and the bans, and whichever brawlers they choose next time, it'll be a close one. But I gotta say, I think 3D Max is gonna edge them out again.
And voila, I have arrived.
Welcome back.
Hey, hello everyone, we're here. And we're not getting an interview, unfortunately, with the players at this moment, but we're doing that so that they can have some time to prepare for the grand finals that are coming up next. We want them well prepared, well rested. Shake it out, you know, all the excitement from that last matchup, which was a 3D Max sweep. My goodness, that ending, what do you think was No Name's demise? I mean, they were running for the hills, trying to keep their gems. What could they have done differently there?
Yeah, I think honestly, maybe they went back a little bit too soon. That is often a lot of the times you look at whenever you lose those last second games, it's because they sort of got cornered. They had nowhere to go, right? I mean, you got a Rosa in your face. If maybe you had waited a little bit longer to go backwards, you could have defended a little bit easier, had more room to run.
Yeah, I agree with you. You do want to pull back, but you got to be a little bit slow about that. Every inch that you give to a close-range brawler team, with a Rosa especially able to get right up in your face and just punch those gems straight out of you, you got to be really slow and careful and just try to continually chip away at them as they push into you.
And one thing I really want to point out is as they got countdown, they actually had a 3-on-1, but maybe what they should have done is pushed up because they had a 3-on-1 with countdown. But they just sort of stayed all the way back in their spawn and let them come to them. They had too much time left on the clock.
They didn't
Sometimes
have
offense is the best defense, Lucy.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have anybody really on the front lines there to support and save their gems, trying not to, you know, like as you said, Corey, keep them as far back as possible and not allowing them that advancement on their home field, their home turf. Unfortunately, man, I really wanted to see a No Name win, at least take over one of those modes, because as you guys know, they're playing down with a brand new player from today. So that was a valiant effort by them.
That's right.
Hypes in chat for No Name for giving it their all in this unfortunate situation for them. But that's 3D Max now advancing to the grand finals, which is up next. Any final words? I mean, 3D Max versus Team 1. What are we thinking here before we close out?
I'm going to stick with my pick for Team 1. I think these guys have some competitive experience. And I think one thing that was really great that we saw in them in the last semifinal match is they purposely played some off-meta stuff to try and throw off the enemy team. And I think they're going to try and pull something. Again, like, what do you expect from Team 1? You don't really know, because they're doing this off-meta stuff. They could do anything.
Oh, and I love that. I love when people and teams are trying new things and just throwing off their opponent in Brawl Stars. Right now, it's the time to be creating all that. Woody, do you have any final thoughts?
I just think Team 1 had a really harrowing experience in that first semifinal. The fact that those matches were so close might drive up their adrenaline. It might, have exhausted them, or it might have given them the last bit of push that they need for the grand finals. I like your Team 1 pick, but I gotta say, I think I'm leaning a little bit toward 3D Max. I'm gonna hop out and I'll be back for the Clash Royale semifinals. But Lucy, Corey, I wish you all the best in the grand finals here for Brawl Stars, and I'm sure Allie will do a great job casting it as well.
Yes, so everyone at home, you guys, we have the Brawl Stars Grand Championship matchup coming up after this break. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you very quickly.